Hi there, I am Stacy Phillips, and I am so excited to kick off my podcast, Stacy Phillips and Friends. Each week, we will step into my wardrobe, literally one of my closets, where one of my nearest and dearest friends and confidants will fill this chair next to me as my co-host to chat a little bit about life and a lot about women empowering women. Together, we will have a gap session with just us gal pals, a deep dive for the dish, a convo among co-eds, and then our big feature presentation, the special guest interview, or what I call the SGI. So welcome to Stacy Phillips and Friends. Let's keep it real. Hi there, it's Stacy Phillips, and you're listening to Stacy Phillips and Friends Season 2. We're back again. Joining me is my very dear friend, Deborah Martin, to be my co-host, because in order to be a co-host, you have to be in the inner circle. So you can start getting your way into the inner circle.
Oh, that's my dream.
And we'll have a conversation with a special guest. That would be you.
Thank you.
Our goal is to keep it light and lively while we are providing empowering messages to women and younger women. As always, we'll cover everything from the kitchen sink to the non-kitchen sink, to fashion, to family, careers, philanthropy, empowerment, and more. So let's get into it. I was blessed to have Deb Martin, my dear, gorgeous, fabulous friend, introduced me to Jennifer Tilley, who is our SGI, our special guest.
I've never heard that before. SGI?
Special guest interview. You're a special guest
that's so
interviewee, I guess.
Sounds kind of like CIS.
Yes,
Something
I know.
official.
I feel like I should get a baseball cap with that in place. SGI. Say, just guess. You'll never guess what that stands for.
I'm keeping my mouth shut because I don't know everybody's politics who are listening to this.
Mm-hmm.
So what we all have in common is, we're smart. We're interested in fashion. And charity, philanthropy, community.
I was running into Deborah at the charity balls and stuff, and she is very philanthropic for sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really important to me, really important to Deb. So to be able to sit in this SGI seat,
yes,
you have to fit that criteria.
Yes, you have to check all the boxes.
So everybody listening, watching, has seen you in many TV shows and movies, et cetera, et cetera. My brother is a producer, and I remember when he was a production assistant when he was a teenager, and I went on the set. The movie was Arthur.
Oh,
and if you see the scene when
it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. Driving around in the rolls, that my brother's shoulder is there.
Oh my gosh, your brother's shoulder is an author.
Yes,
wow.
He was directing everybody.
A claim to fame for sure.
And we were there like all night, and I remember saying, "Okay, I'm going to go be a lawyer. You can do this. I can't stand just waiting and waiting and waiting.
The waiting is
and
awful.
The food truck and the waiting and the food truck.
The food truck is the good part.
Yeah, but then you could you got to watch your weight when you're, because TV and movies make you bigger.
Yes.
So some people think it's a lot of fun and glamour.
Well, it's my sister Meg, who was also nominated for Academy Award and became a very well-known actress. She was in The Big Chill. But when she was a dancer in New York, and she wasn't an actress at all, and they needed some dancers for, there are a lot of dancers in this movie Fame. And she was one of the dancers, and we were
She was in Fame.
We were all thrilled because we were Star Biz adjacent, and we were watching. We're like, there she is, there she is, there she is.
Oh
And we were counting.
I didn't even know that.
Meg, you were on screen for 42 times. And then she married, I think it was Tim Zinnemann, who was a big Hollywood producer. And he'd heard so much about this movie, Fame, where she had such a big part in it. And after it was over, he looked at her and he goes, "You were just an extra." She didn't have any lines when she came to Hollywood to try and become an actress. I made up a resume for her and I said, "Well, you played Julie in Fame." And she goes, "No, I didn't. I played dancer." And I said, No, you played Julie, and your scenes were left on the cutting room floor because nobody looks. There's a million young famous people, and fame. People wanted to be famous in that movie. And I said, that's what you do when you have to fudge it a little bit, fake it until you make it.
So you were instrumental.
Yes, but I understand the thrill of seeing your brother's shoulder in Arthur because...
Well, I have to tell you, my big flex with my daughter is that I am Chucky's
Oh, you're a friend with Chucky's bride.
I'm a friend with Chucky's bride.
You know what? I've done so many things. Okay, can we?
That's how you're known, though.
No, she's more than that. But
one of my friends this
my
morning
daughter
said,
is 18.
"Oh, she's Chucky's bride."
Right.
My daughter's 18.
Yes.
So, you know, everything depends on your era.
Right.
And for my daughter's era, I don't know what it was, but I think we took a picture and my daughter saw it on Instagram.
Oh, right.
She's like,
Right.
Mom.
Yes, that's so funny.
Mom.
Yes.
So what do you see?
You're friends with Chucky's bride?
I just came off of doing I've been doing Chucky's Bride for 25 years. I've done 4 movies, 3 seasons of the television series Chucky. I just came off of that, last year. Chucky, the television series, was canceled, and I was looking at A Long Empty Summer, and that's how I got into Housewives. I was like, well, I'll just do this. But the Chucky fans are so fanatic. I mean, it's
a cult.
I swear to God, it is. It's a cult.
And they love you.
They're the best fans in the whole world.
Some of the comments, I mean, they adore her. It's crazy.
So what do you see as your quintessential
Well, my
role?
2 favorite movies that I've done are Bullets Over Broadway with Woody Allen. That I see people are snapping their fingers in the room, and it definitely is a snap finger type movie. And I got nominated for Academy Award for that.
Oh, amazing.
Snap. And then Bound, which is a lesbian thriller. The Wachowskis did it before they did Matrix. And so that was their first movie.
Interesting. And I didn't realize
did that with Gina Gershon and Joey Pantoliano. And those are my 2 favorite roles I've done. But I have an intense fondness for Tiffany, the Bride of Chucky, because I've been living with her for 25 years. And she's everything you want in a woman. She's campy. She's vicious. She's funny. She's a killer, So we're probably going to be doing more Chucky in the future.
So when you say these are your favorite movies, because the role was the best, or the director was the best, or your
I think the role,
actors,
the director, everything just kind of fell into place. Like the writing was superlative. My co-stars, you're only as good as your co-stars. I mean, if you're a brilliant actress and you're surrounded by a bunch of people that really don't want to be there, you're not going to look good, because it's like tennis. If you're playing with a good tennis player, they always hit the ball back to you. But if you're playing with me, who's not a good tennis player, they hit the ball to me, and then there's a pause while I run after the ball and find it in the bushes, and then lob it back. So acting is just such a thrill when you're working with brilliant actors. And I've worked with pretty much everybody in the business. I'm the female Kevin Bacon. Every time somebody passes away, I'm like, oh, I worked with them too, and I should do a little mini tribute. I've been very fortunate, the people that I've worked with.
Well, as a lawyer, I agree with you. I'm only as good as the people I work with.
Yes.
So whatever smarts I have, if we as a team can't pull it together and they are not elevated, I want to be around people who are smarter than I am.
Yeah, you don't want to be with people that are dropping the ball.
Yes. Yeah. So a little birdie.
Also, too, like sometimes, a lot of times I'll improvise. And if you're working with somebody that's not used to working that way, they just look at you like, that's not in the script.
You messed up.
Yes. I just made the most brilliant improvisation, and now it's not going to be in the movie because you're like, I don't remember that line.
Well, one of the greatest lines, and I believe this was improv, was Robin Williams in Good Morning, Vietnam.
Oh, really? Yeah. Robin Williams did a lot of improvising.
Yeah, I mean,
and if you can roll with him,
yeah,
you'd be rolling.
I actually auditioned. I did a screen test with Robin Williams, and it was for Cadillac Man. And Fran Drescher got the part because she was clever enough to come in with her little dog. And they loved the whole package. They loved Fran Drescher, her voice, her comedy, and especially they loved her little dog. And I was like, should have borrowed a little dog from somebody. And they incorporated the dog into the movie. But the screen test, we were in bed together, myself and Robin Williams. And, he took off his shirt, and it looked like he was still wearing the shirt because he's very, very hairy, like a gorilla. And he was improvising, and I was improvising, and we were rolling all around. And, he's a comic genius, but oh my God, he's definitely was sending out pheromones. He was okay. He smelled really bad. In fact, I went home and I smelled like a Robin Williams. And then I did a movie with Jeff Bridges. So I was talking.
It's all that hair.
Ooh. Yeah, it's the hair. It all gets trapped in the hair. He's delightful, and he's so funny, and he was so sweet to me. But then I did a movie with Jeff Bridges while I was waiting to hear about the Cadillac Man, and he said, "Well, Robin, the more creative he's feeling, the worse he smells." And I thought, I'm getting this part for sure, because I can't imagine he could smell any worse than he did with me in the screen test. But I did not get it. You always remember the ones you didn't get. Mhm.
Yes, well, my line is good judgment comes from experience, most of it bad.
Oh, yes. They say
And that same thing?
yeah, if you don't fail, then you don't grow. And so I've
Absolutely.
grown a lot in my career.
Yeah, my philosophy is I am not afraid of taking risk, calculated risk,
Mhm.
but I will never not move forward and take a risk and just stagnate.
Yeah, you
That'll
have
be
to.
Stacy,
death.
if
Yeah.
I ever need to get a divorce, I'm going to you are the one that I'm going
But
to
you have
go
to be
to.
married first.
Yes, I have to get married first.
I could do your prenup.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Are you you're practicing? Still
Until I
practicing?
get it right.
Okay, well, that's fabulous. Doesn't she just instill the utmost confidence in
Oh
you?
my goodness,
Mhm.
she's the best.
Mhm.
Thank you. So a little birdie said you're coming back as Chucky's wife, bride.
Bride of Chucky. Well, yes, I'm very good friends with Mancini, who created Chucky like many years ago. In college, he created Chucky, and so I have the inside scoop of what's
Ooh.
going on there. So there's a little sort of reshuffling going on, and he loves Chucky. I remember 15 years ago, I said to him, "You are so brilliant. I bet you are going to win an Academy Award within 10 years." Well, I guess it might have been 10 years ago. And he said, we made a bet on it. But then 10 years later, he goes, "Hey, remember that bet we made? I haven't won a Academy Award yet." And I said, "Well, I didn't think you were going to stay in the Chucky era. Nobody's ever going to give Chucky an Academy Award."
Well,
But-
I have a question about
Mhm,
Chucky.
mhm.
Why can't anybody kick Chucky's butt? Chucky's like what? 2 feet tall? 2
Well,
feet
I'll
tall?
let you know a little secret.
What's up with that?
Chucky is the hero. Like a lot of people think the heroes are the really, sexy teenagers that are running and trying not to get killed. But as I've moved through the Chucky fandom, people love Chucky. He reminds them of themselves. He drinks beer and he burps and he's got a problem with his kid and he's just like sort of like an everyman. They identify with him. That's the thing.
it.
He's got himself a nagging wife, and they identify with Tiffany too because Tiffany's a bad person, but she doesn't mean to be. That's my Tiffany voice. Tiffany, she wants to be better. She's always trying to get Chucky to stop killing, and
Doesn't she kill? Doesn't Tiffany kill?
of course, she has an addiction.
Okay.
She has an addiction. She did a 12-step program to get out of her killing addiction, but it didn't work.
Okay.
But ever since she had the child, which Glenda, who was a non-binary childly, she feels like it's a very bad environment to bring up children in this, environment where the parents are running off, killing people every day. So she's trying to get better.
Well, to quote you, let's talk about addiction. When you're poker playing.
Oh my gosh, yes. I know gambling is an addiction, but yeah, I had a friend that was saying that's an addiction. And I said, because I was, ever since I discovered poker, I was playing poker all the time. And I said, well, no, Tiger Woods would practice his stroke 18 hours a day. That's dedication. And she is like, well, Tiger Woods is a great golf person, but in order to become good at anything, you have to put in the hours and you have to be obsessed with it. And I am definitely obsessed with poker. In fact, I'm
And you
just
do
getting
very
ready
well.
to leave for the World Series of Poker. Yes, I have over $1 million in tournament winnings. I'm in the Women's Poker Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And I play poker on television a lot. Like that provides television, poker on television. It's two of my favorite things. My addiction being in front of the camera and then also gambling.
What a
yes.
combo. Actually, I wouldn't call it gambling. It's your trade.
It's a
Yeah.
sport. It's kind
Yeah.
of like a sport.
Yes,
huh?
us the poker players have lobbied a lot to say that poker is not a game of chance because if you look at it, you look at the final tables, there's always the same faces. There's Daniel Negreanu and Phil Ivey and, my boyfriend, Phil Locke. You can get lucky playing poker if you're a beginner, and everybody has, and that's why everybody loves poker. But in order to consistently be earning money and be winning, that you have to have skill, and there's definitely a skill to playing poker.
I would
At one
imagine.
point, you stopped, right?
I did, yes. I stopped for a while. The thing is, I went through a period where I thought, you know what? My first act, my second act was being an actress, and now my third act is playing poker. But now I'm on my 4th act, which is, I don't know what it is, Housewives, I guess. The Housewives and Chucky. Chucky pulled me out of the casinos and got me acting again. And I realized once they pulled me out and I started doing Chucky is that I really love acting. I had so much fun last season on Housewives. I don't know what you would call that. It's showbiz adjacent, I guess. It's not really like anything I've ever experienced because there's no script. You're just sort of, it's like, okay.
Are you being you? Or are you
I'm being sort of, I think I'm being an accelerated version of myself, perhaps. But it reminds me of Fiona Dorff, who was in Chucky. She was in that movie where, what was it called? The last one, Interception, where everybody was running backwards or whatever. Inception. So she said they told her, she was one of the lead actresses, they had her get into a box and they lifted it in the sky and nobody knew what's going on. And then someone says, okay, when the box drops to the ground, bend your knees so you don't damage your knees. And when we open the box, everybody run! She's like, they was panicking. They open the box and then everybody just runs. And that's what it's like being on Housewives. They're like, run. You're like, I don't know what's going on. And in fact, when I watched the show this season, things fell into place because I'm just a friend of. I'm not an actual housewife. So a friend of is sort of like, it's like the supporting character. And I would come in for the parties and I'd go on the trips, but I didn't even know the alliances and the friendships and the things that were happening and why Garcelle was upset with Kyle. I didn't know any of this. I just come in like, hey, well, it's a really beautiful day. Oh, look, free martinis. That was basically me. So it's really interesting to watch and what all the other girls are doing while you're at home waiting to get called again. And I'm a Housewives super fan, so I love doing Housewives because it was like I crawled into the TV and I was like, I'm hanging out.
Did you watch it before?
Oh, yes, from the very beginning.
Well, because of Sutton or because
no, way before Sutton. 15 years ago. The very first episode, I thought, oh, here's a show called The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I live in Beverly Hills. I'm going to watch this show. So, but they don't ever they were filming Beverly Hills because the permits are too expensive. I was telling George they film in like little hot dog shacks in the valley, like places you've never ever seen where they can like book out the whole restaurant for cheap. Sometimes they don't book out the restaurant, and then you're like, when I was on it, you're kind of embarrassed. But then we were in these countries where they didn't really speak a lot of English, so you sit down in this really nice restaurant. Everyone starts yelling at each other, and I'm like, ooh. Oh, I'm looking around.
How do you deal with the drama?
Anniversary dinner that's here and didn't happen to know we were going to be filming. You know what? I enjoy it because I'm a Housewives fan. So, anybody who watches Housewives, that's what they do. So I really felt like, look at me, I'm right in the thick of it. Drama. Oh, everyone's yelling at each other. I actually thought it was funny. And I sort of felt, in the beginning, I thought it was sort of performative, but then I realized it wasn't performative. Like, these girls are just very good at talking about their feelings and letting their feelings out. Like, Deborah and Stacey, in real life, when you're mad at somebody, you're like, oh, I really don't like that person. I think I'll go over there. But in Housewives, when you don't like somebody, you say, like, if someone says something rude in real life, you go, oh, that was kind of rude. I don't think I want to be around this person in the future.
Housewives, you call them out.
And Housewives, you go, that was really rude. I really don't think I want to be around you anymore. You say what you're thinking. Wow. So it's different. Instead of backing away from confrontation like you run to it. Yes.
Well, that was, do you know that they wanted me to do Housewives? Did you know that?
Yes, I did. And you tested and they came to your house and filmed and everything.
Yeah, and it just wasn't for me and Sophie.
Right, yes. But you would have been fabulous on the Housewives.
I don't think so.
Well, Sutton recommended you.
She was the one who's recommended me.
Yeah, she was really, and I heard that they were very, very high on you. So, but it's not for everybody.
It just wasn't for me and my daughter.
Right.
And what you're saying, like running towards confrontation, even though I can hold my own, it's not my spirit.
Right. And then after you finish with Housewives, now everybody knows, like, her trigger word is purple, It's like...
But you manage.
Yes,
even though that's the spirit of the show, but you manage to keep your cool. Well, you don't get into it with
I think it is because, as I say, I was just a friend of. And when I like to do friend of in quotation part.
Air quotes.
Friend of. But I think when you're an actual housewife, they get more into your personal life, and they dig around.
And your child.
And when you come in, you're a friend of. It's like it's not
you're able
very
to play nice with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I liked all these girls. The ladies are all fabulous. They all do their job really well. And, there's a reason why people like to watch this group of women. They like to watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because the women are all fascinating and they're very good at what they do, is showing who they are. So,
but again, Sophie's been very impressed with your...
Oh, so sweet. Sophie is beautiful. What a beautiful girl you have.
Thank you.
Did Sutton bring you to the show? Is that how you got there?
Yes, that's how. Once Sutton,
they try to make real relationships.
Yeah, because it's better if the people actually know each other and are actually friends off of the show. Sometimes it's hard. They'll try to shoehorn in somebody that doesn't know anyone. It's hard because now they don't have
that nurse girl. I think she had a hard time.
I felt bad for her too.
Yeah.
And she said that they filmed so much stuff like of her with her mom in the hospital and her husband and her children. And when you think of her, all you think of is esophagate, because all she talked about was Sutton's esophagate. But obviously there's so much more to her than that. And
but she had no alliance. She no
didn't have
relationship
on the show. So
me, when I was in the mix there, I knew half the cast. I had relationships.
Yeah. That's where you would have been very good on the show, because you move in all those circles. I mean, Kathy Hilton and Sutton and
Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal.
But anyway, who's your favorite housewife besides your girl?
Besides Sutton? I don't really think I have a favorite. I like them as a group. Like for example, if you think Sex and the City, you say, "Oh, who's your favorite on Sex and the City?" Well, you like them all. You need them all. You've got Kristen.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah.
So who's your favorite from Sex and the City?
I mean, I liked Samantha.
Samantha. See,
Samantha was just, she was smart. She was sure.
Wasn't afraid to show her sexuality.
Yeah, that was a little, beyond what I would do. But she was, I appreciated her. Charlotte got on my nerves all the time.
The girl that plays Charlotte has got a really good humor. She's got she's very funny. Like, she has very good comedic timing. But her character is sort of like Miss Priss. Like,
it's just annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying. And Cynthia.
I did a play with Cynthia. We did the women, but Cynthia, she's pretty much the character she plays on the show. Is that she's very, very smart, and she's a feminist, and she was a child actress. In fact, they made a rule. It was called the Cynthia Nixon rule. She was starring in 2 plays on Broadway at the same time. And one was, I think, The Real Thing, and the other, I think, was a Diva. As a child. She was 11 years old. And she's in the first act of one play and the second act of the other play. And she would run. She was showing me the alley that she would run between the alley to go from the first play to the second play. And then I guess the Actors Equity after that decided that one actress can't be in 2 plays in one night. And so they changed the rule, and it's not allowed anymore. It's called the Cynthia Nixon rule. They also said
never knew that
they had to hire, because they didn't want her to do another actress out of a part. So they hired another actress ostensibly for her part, but the other actress never went on. Just so Cynthia wasn't taking a job away from another actress by doing 2 plays at one time. But she's really smart.
She's a hot shot then.
Yeah, she's a hot shot.
At a young age. I had no idea.
I didn't know she was a child actress.
No.
And I always love the character Carrie, because, she's had the fabulous wardrobe.
Yes. A salary or, income that she could never afford.
I know, so crazy. Yeah.
Never. It's so unrealistic.
Well, we were all back then. We wanted to be Carrie, and we wanted to be Madonna. I mean, this is back in the 90s. And I, really needed those baguette bags, so they're $2,000 a piece. Like, she had a different one every single time you saw her.
Well, don't you remember the episode with Samantha with the Hermes red bag?
Oh, yes.
That was a lot more than $2,000.
I didn't follow it so much. And I have to tell you, I found the show a little unrealistic. I've had a home in New York since 1991. To have 4 girls and not have anybody of color is unrealistic.
Well, I think that was one of the things And that's why I think now and just like that, and it was Cynthia that said we need to have more women of color on our show.
It's
they
silly,
hired
it's ridiculous. It would
actresses.
never happen in a city like New York. Maybe in LA.
Right. But that was one of the
because
things
in LA
people
you
said
have the
about it.
blonde.
Yes.
You know, you have the blonde group.
And everyone's blonde. If you're not blonde, you become blonde shortly after you arrive in LA.
Not me. Still dark. During COVID, I watched all of Sex and the City again because I had only watched certain episodes and I did it from start to finish. Still love looking at the clothes.
It's very, very nostalgic. And, during COVID, because we were so afraid when they go, you need to protect your elderly, the over 60s. And I looked at my boyfriend and I went, that's us. I'm like, honey, we have to stay at home. My friends were all laughing at me. I stayed at home for a year and 3 months.
Did you?
I only left the house because the Chucky series was getting started. And that's when they came up with the vaccine. But we were so sad. I watched all of Sex and the City.
But isn't it sad that they're calling 60-year-old people elderly?
Well,
That's ridiculous.
Yes, I have an issue with that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's silly.
right. But we watched. I was watching movies. I watched Seinfeld and Sex and the City, and I thought, is there ever going to be a time when people are walking around in New York without masks again? It
felt
impossible.
Like it was not going to be
history. Yeah,
but
you
still
girls
wear a
kept
mask
it clean. I was bad.
I still wear a mask.
I watched The Outlander.
The Outlander. We watched
Jamie.
Alone also, the movie where people go into the forest and they build a house out of sticks. Oh, yeah.
My Escape.
Yeah, your happy place.
Hallmark.
Okay.
All the series and movies.
Oh, you were very good.
All the housewives do like Hallmark movies, Lifetime movies, like The Year There Was No Santa Claus and, A Cottage by the Sea. They do all those
really?
As a
happy
divorce
movies.
lawyer, I need to escape.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I still wear a mask in the airport and on the airplane. So what do you see yourself as? I mean, you've had, as you said, 3 careers, a combo career.
Right. Well, right now, because I'm gearing up to go to the World Series of Poker, so I see myself as a poker player. Like, I want to get my stats up. I have 1 gold bracelet from the World Series of Poker. I want to have another one. I want to get in the real Poker Hall of Fame as opposed to just the Women's Poker Hall of Fame, which was a huge honor for me. So I see myself as a professional poker player. My boyfriend also is a professional poker player.
Is that how you met?
Yes, I met him at a poker tournament. And then I got a lot better when I started dating him because there's a difference between an amateur poker player and a professional poker player. So he kind of taught me the ropes. But also, too, I see myself as an actress. Like, I would love to go back to doing... I don't know, the Cannes Film Festival is on. I was like, I've never been to the Cannes Film Festival. Like, I want to do a movie that is in the Cannes Film Festival. I was there once. I did a movie called The Making of Plus One. And it was all about the Cannes Film Festival. And so we were very low budget. We sort of did that kind of run and shoot sort of thing. And it was about a bunch of hustling filmmakers trying to get a movie made, and they're trying to sell it at Cannes.
So you've been.
So I was at the Cannes Film Festival, but not going down the red carpet and, getting the standing ovation and, all those things that an actress loves. So I did think for a while I was done with acting, but I really love acting. And then also, too, I said to Phil, everyone has big ambitions and people have little ambitions. And I was saying to Phil, my boyfriend, I always wanted to be a fashionista. So superficial.
Yes. That you got.
But now I feel like I am a fashionista. I go to the Couture shows and the fashion shows.
You don't just go, you wear.
I go when I wear. Yeah. And it's funny because when you think of it, your goal is to wear fabulous clothes. But to me, I look at people like I forget. Okay, I forget her name. The one that wears all the crazy hats. It was Alexander McQueen's muse.
Oh, Isabella Blow.
Isabella Blow. She created art. She would go out in the world with crazy butterflies and ships on her head.
Well, that is all Philip Tracy.
Philip Tracy, the Philip Tracy hats. Yeah,
yes, who makes my hat.
Oh, I love him. Yes. I wanted him to make me that ship hat, and I DM'd him because I don't know him. And
I know him.
Oh my gosh! Well,
we will make an introduction.
But now I have Gautier's making me a ship hat. But I don't know if they knew I was because, I'm DMing them. And I said, oh, I would love to, because I want it for the surrealism. I didn't know you knew him. But for the surrealism ball, it's this giant hat. It's like a ship, an old-fashioned ship with sails. And I said, oh, that's what in our archives. I don't think they knew I wanted them to have that, to have them make it for me. And I could afford to pay for it. But I love that Philip Tracy.
Oh, yeah.
He's a genius.
He has a mold of my head.
Oh, my God. I'm going to come to you with with all my Philip Tracy needs in the future.
So I was actually having this discussion with somebody this morning because she sent me a picture. She and her boyfriend had gone to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, I love the Kentucky Derby.
She was wearing this beautiful hat. And I couldn't tell where she was because the way the picture was cropped. But I guessed because where do you wear hat? Ascot, Kentucky Derby.
Right, yes.
Oh, and
lots of things in the South.
Yeah.
So have you been to the Kentucky Derby?
I've been to the Kentucky Derby 3 times. It's so beautiful. There's so much ceremony. The first time I was there, when everyone stood up and sang "My Old Kentucky Home," I was just felt like I was in a movie. I love to drink the mint juleps. I love to scream at the horses. You hardly ever win. How you can win is if you bet on the favorite and you bet them to place, come first, second, or third, but you win a smidge. You win $1.27. But just the ceremony, it's fabulous. I haven't been for a while. My ex-husband was a famous vegan. And they really frown on the Kentucky Derby because, the horses, they're... So, there was that television series about gambling called Luck, and I think it was Richard Dreyfuss, but it was about the racetrack, and some of the horses died during that.
Yes, unfortunately.
And so I kind of, I loved it so much, but, my ex-husband passed away. I took care of him while he was sick, and just sort of, because of that sensitivity, I don't know if I'll go again, even though it's really utterly fabulous in terms of fashion.
I've never gone.
I think everybody needs. I think everybody needs to go.
No, it's on my bucket list.
Well, let's do it together.
You guys should go. They have it's really.
We'll talk you into going.
Possible.
Do you remember your hats that you wore?
I didn't wear any fancy. If you go, you don't even have to bring a hat. You get off the plane. Every single hotel, every street corner, they have these pop-up shops where they make the most splendid hats, big hats, flowers, whatever. You show them your dress. They'll make a dress with flowers, all in the same color of your dress.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Really?
So you do not need to pack a hat. And, the only place you can get hats in LA, I guess, it used to be Neiman Marcus, maybe Barney's. But the hats that you get at Neiman Marcus are puny compared to the hats you get at the Kentucky Derby because everyone's into the really big hats.
How do you see if everybody's wearing a hat?
You do, because the hats are kind of above your eye line, I guess.
Yeah, I am short.
But it is sometimes hard to get through the door because some people's hats are like this. You just got, excuse me, because your circumference is a lot bigger than you're used to. And a lot of times you do kind of maybe poke somebody in the eye with your hat. But it's really, you get off the plane, there's ladies handing you bourbon. They're called bourbon, bourbon candies, and there's
the mint julep,
red roses everywhere. There's teaspoons of whiskey. This is just at the airport. The entire town is celebrating.
So what do you want to most be remembered for? I don't know. That just came into my head.
Yeah. Having done my best. And that is across the board. As a mother, as a friend, as a philanthropist. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when she said that. I thought you were going to say my beautiful daughter and being a wonderful mother,
Yeah. See, what I thought of, in addition to Sophie, was having Project Sam as an example of what the world could be and should be. And if things play out, maybe would be.
Can you talk a little bit about Project Sam? Because that's such a wonderful charity that you started.
It really is. We're going to the Vatican. We were invited to the Vatican.
Oh, that's so amazing. You're going to meet that cool new pope. That's fantastic.
I was telling Stacy about it the other day. But it's it's a beautiful initiative that unites us with people around the world, and we're living in a time where the underlining of differences is an effort that I don't understand. Making us feel fearful of each other, making us feel that, ones are better than the other. And Project Sam brings it home and shows us that we are more alike than we are different, and that we are better together. And it's true.
I think that's amazing.
And I couldn't believe after COVID, going back to COVID, our survival depends on our cooperation with each other. We saw that through COVID.
I felt that so much.
Absolutely. If we didn't cooperate,
right,
more than half of us would be gone.
Right. Yeah.
So to go from that to returning to this posture of separatism is just bewildering to me.
Yeah, the last 10 years have been sort of crazy. Like, I'd never seen anything like it in my many, many years on this earth. But I think it's fantastic that you created this charity. It goes to show what a difference one person can do. Like, you're not saying like, oh, everything is awful. You're like, what can I do about it? And how can I make the world a better place?
I think that when I'm a girl from South Carolina. When I left home, my family was mortified.
Oh.
And I think that, and things just worked out. I've had a blessed life. I've had a privileged life from the beginning, even at home with my parents. And I think that it's not for you. All these wonderful things, your career, your path, yours. It's not just so you have a good life and you enjoy, the good things that you have. It is for you to pass something on. It is for you to encourage other people, to make life better for other people and enjoy.
And we're so fortunate, and we have a platform which we can reach people. And
you have to do it. You have to do it.
So do you have any clue what it's going to be like when you go to the Vatican for this?
Oh my God, I can't believe you're going
experience
to the Vatican.
conference.
I was just freaked out. I have to tell you, I was like, what? What I'm attending is a sport jubilee. Project 7 is about sport and connection. And it's the theme is the momentum of hope. And Project Sam gives hope. And that is what was said to me. And we've given hope to people all around the world. And I am expecting to be around like-minded people who want to make change. And that something very powerful is going to happen. And the kids are going with me.
Oh, they're going to be so thrilled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, it will be very thrilling to meet the new Pope. He's American.
Yes. Everybody's very high on the new Pope.
Yeah. And I like everything that I've heard so far. I'm hopeful. So it is a mission of hope.
So maybe it's time we're supposed to wrap this up, although
I go by so fast. I love talking to you.
Yeah, I love just
it's been great.
Talking.
Yeah.
But that's what women do best, and actually share thoughts and feelings, even if I would prefer not to do it in the way on Housewives. I don't need to express it that way and call somebody out.
Right.
Certainly as a lawyer, I have to be more diplomatic.
Yes, I'm sure.
Otherwise, it won't go very far.
Yes. But you also, as a lawyer, you cannot agree with, the prosecution or the defense or whatever. You have to argue with them, but I guess in a more diplomatic way.
Yes, and if I disagree with the judge, I have to be diplomatic rather than being too outspoken.
Yes.
There's
But
sort
you
of rules
really
of
have
engagement.
to hold back with them,
Yes.
Yeah.
That is for sure. So thank you, Jennifer.
Oh, Stacey,
truly
it was
wonderful.
so nice meeting you and being on your show, and it's wonderful to see you again, Deborah.
But now you're part of my family, my friends.
Thank you for the wonderful sushi lunch you spread.
Oh, it was yummy.
Before we did the interview.
That's a thank you to my producers.
Oh, they were fabulous.
Daryl, George, Chad,
I love these guys. They're amazing. Yes.
So join us again here at YouTube.com, Stacy D. Phillips, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn at Stacy D. Phillips-esque. Even though we will officially include the links for Jennifer and Deb in our episode information, but why don't you, just for those listening, share?
Mine's easy. It's at Jennifer Tilly on Twitter and then at Jennifer Tilly on Instagram. And I have the blue check mark on both. I paid for the check mark on Twitter because why not? I've got money. God bless. That fancy check mark.
And Deb?
You still call it Twitter.
Twitter. Oh, yeah, but it's X. Of course, I think everyone calls it Twitter.
Yes, I think they do. I think they do. I don't have Twitter, but I'm on Instagram at I am Deborah with an H Martin.
So we've been listening to Stacy Phillips and Friends, where love is always in fashion.
Oh, yes. There we go.